Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Um, I'm trying to make more survivor videos for the channel so it's not all mastermind based. So you see the build there. Pause the video if you wanna see the images and everything there. But essentially, this is a more um firearm focused build that I did for Jill. You see there's a lot of increasing critical chance there in the build. That's kind of crucial. So you get because you're always getting critical, right? If you get headshots, but you don't always get the max damage. So having this build, you guarantee the max damage a lot more often on the critical hits, at least when you're headshotting, which is what you should be going for. Now, as far as the perk, you see the equipment there is really just two slots there for increasing the chances for critical. The other one is the hollow points to increase the damage, and the first slot was the dog tags, which cost 10 points. So it also increases the critical hit chance as well as a little bit of the damage. Um, Now for the perks, the passive perks for Jill, I'm using the Samurai Edge on the first one. The second one, I'm using the one where when she dashes, she increases the damage and the critical hit chance for duration. The other one I'm using is the one where she can knife the zombie when she gets grabbed from the front when the stars is fully loaded, charged. And I believe the last one I was using, I actually don't quite remember. No, I think I'm using the one where the damage increases when your reticle is fully focused. Because the idea of the build here is really just you do the dash and you wait for the reticle to focus and then you shoot. So you get the max damage. And you see that it's quite high. It's definitely high enough to you know be able to deal with more creatures. Now the dam up here, you get like 700, close to 1,000 with this build. Um, on my first video, you see I did fully hollow points. You don't necessarily have to use the increased critical hit chances. However, it does help getting the max damage more often if you're using those. So that's why I have. You see, like there, 9,000, no, 907, 17. That would be the max damage with this build for the DM up. If you get more with the headshot, of course, and providing you did the dash earlier. But if you take off the critical hit ones and you see right there 1,100, that was actually the max damage. If you take the critical hit chances and you get more hollow points in there in the build, the damage will increase, but it's less likely that you will get the max damage. So I don't think it's worth it. I think you might as well get consistent high damage than just getting a very high damage once in a while, where you can't really control that much. So we're playing an Alex here. You see she's using the build, the social distancing build, as people like to call it, which essentially you get infected and you have an aura, so you can affect your teammates if you get near them, as well as the zombies. So I don't think there was any key there, so we're just moving on here. You see the damage there was more than 1,000. And here's with the Samurai Edge. You want to do the same thing. You do the dash and wait for the reticle focus, and then you shoot. And as you kill the zombie with like 2 shots, so it's pretty high damage. If you headshot, that wasn't a headshot, and it still killed him with 2 shots. But if you headshot, it's, obviously you're gonna do even higher damage, like 5,000, 4,000. You can pretty much one-shot anything, because the increased critical will also apply to the Samurai Edge. So that's why I'm using the Samurai Edge and not the rocket launcher, because the rocket launchers are gonna take too long to recharge without any kind of mix types. So this particular build, I think it's worth much more to use the Samurai Edge instead, because you can just use it to kill the zombies and save ammo, in general. You can also use the Samurai Edge on the cores, as I'm sure I'm gonna do on the Area 3 here. Now if you see I'm buying the what's it called, the steel bat here. I'm just staying away from my teammates because they just healed from the infection. So if I stay near them, they're gonna get infected. It's something I see people don't really do this for whatever reason. Like you can clearly see you have an aura, and they still stay close to their teammates, which is pretty dumb. But so right here, I'm just staying away from them because I don't want to get infected by their auras. So you see, I have the steel bat. I believe it's the best melee weapon for Jill because it's the highest. The sledgehammer does more damage, but the animation is slower when she's doing that. So the steel bat just seems like it would be better. You see, now that they're not infected, I can get close. You always want to make sure you have blue herbs when you're playing Alex as much as possible. Just buy as much as possible from the what's it called, the armory. You see, I'm trying to get through the plant here, but it's actually not possible. I think yeah. So the dog grabbed me there, so the plant was able to grab me too. So that's kind of bad. But I mean, yeah, there's really no way past that plant, so we just have to wait. But when the plant is eating someone, that's the best time you have to go by the plant, you know, because she's busy on the animation of killing the person, so you have pretty much it's easy for you to get past the plant. So if you're low on time, if you're ever low on time, and you need to get through the plant to get to your objective, one thing you can do is just let the plant grab someone, so she gets stuck in the animation. And from there you can do whatever you want. You can even destroy a core maybe during the time that it takes for the plant to finish eating the person there. But like I was saying, so if you also take away, you could do this build focused on melee weapons as well if you want. You just switch the increase critical hit chance on the equipment there for guns and make it so it increases the chance for melee weapons, and you kind of get the same results, but for the and you want to do the same thing. You dash and then you go for the melee. It's the same thing, same idea. You just do it for the melee weapons instead of the guns. But I feel like the guns, it's much better to have focus on guns, simply because, like when you're playing Alex like this, you don't want to be close to the zombies because you're just gonna get infected constantly. So melee, I don't think is really the way to go. It's better if you can have a high damage weapon you can just shoot from afar, you know. Because that way you can avoid like getting grabbed, you can avoid infection. So it's just a lot of things you can avoid there and still kill the creature very quickly. So it's much more worth it. Here I'm infected again, unfortunately. You see, the Samurai Edge charges really fast, even though I'm not using any kind of mixtape. It's still pretty fast, so you're gonna be able to use it multiple times. Make sure you always use it when you're available, especially when you have he's controlling a zombie or something, a very strong creature. That's when you want to pull out your Samurai Edge and finish the job. You can pretty easily clear an entire room as well with this, because it's pretty much one shots everything. So you have like 5. If you hit all the shots, you have essentially 7 guaranteed creature kills there. You can even kill lickers as well. You can 2-shot or 1-shot them with the Samurai Edge. But like I was saying, the Steel Bat has a faster animation than the Sledgehammer, so that's why I always think it's the best weapon for Jill. And you know, comparing to the weapon you start with, which is that little wood, it does more damage and has more durability. So overall, it's just better. If you're trying to build the first build that I did, the first video on Jill, where she's not using any equipment for increasing the chance of critical hits, she's just using the damage itself with the hollow points, and the dog tags is the only thing that's increasing the critical hits. That's a more overall build, so because you can use that with both the melee weapons and the guns. But as soon as you dash, the critical hit goes up for everything, including the dog tags. It just increases the critical hit in general, so it works for both weapons and melee. So she's always going to be doing critical hits a lot when she dashes. So here, unfortunately, they're getting eaten again. And it looks like this Alex is using a build similar to my own, where she has the faster recovery on the bioweapon, which is actually quite broken. I think they should change that. The third variation what they added, with a short cooldown on the new Watavio, is really broken, because you can't go past their plant. So you know, it makes it so you have to lose more than a minute essentially every time she spawns a plant, which is too much, considering you already have to deal with the infection, and usually your time is pretty low all the time. So here I'm just trying to go past the plant so we can, you know, go with the 0 seconds there. Because if we all went together there, I'm pretty sure someone would get grabbed. So it's like 75 seconds there, but we might still be able to come back this, maybe still win this match. The connection doesn't seem to be too unstable, so and here again, using the you always want to save those for when to use it more than a person. Use more than in one person, more than yourself. You know, I see a lot of people using the spray just on themselves. That's not the way to go. You can save a lot of blue herbs if you're using the spray on, you know, the entire team like that. So here you see a good example of killing the lickers. You see 3,000. That was not a headshot, but if you get a headshot on the licker, it's pretty much a one shot. But even though like 3,000 like that, 3,400 is still essentially all his alpha's gone. He's like one shot. of anything from death. So here you see like that almost 6,000 damage there. You can kill even the fat zombie. You can kill anything if you're headshotting like this and dashing. See there, 2,000, 2 shots. And I think she's actually gonna use the plant again here, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. So here, if you have only one camera, you always want to destroy it, watching the core and all, because at that point, the Mastermind cannot really defend the core. Right here, I didn't want it to waste my, because I noticed the core was almost done, so I didn't want it to waste my melee weapon there or anything else. Or my samurai edge, just shoot the thing normally. Now this core right here, you can actually shoot this core without going inside. I mean, I don't mean like literally, totally, but if you from the door there itself, you can shoot the core. Kind of like here where I am right now. Yeah, like right now. If you're standing right there, you can still shoot the core. There's an angle there. So that way the camera cannot really even shoot you with guns if you stay on that angle. It's kind of like where I am right now, a little bit further back, close to the door. So you see that again, she's using the plant, so it's like it's too broken. Like you don't have time enough to deal with like a minute every time she spawns a plant. But you see what I mean? You see, you can let her grab someone, and then you can destroy the core, or do whatever you want, because it takes too long for her to finish the animation. So that's the best counter you can do to this. Is really just try to let her eat someone. You get another 30 seconds, but you can get the objective and go to somewhere else where the plant cannot go. So. In the end, it might still be worth it. So yeah, we didn't win this game because it's too OP having the plant all the time like that. Every 1 minute the plant spawns is too broken. So I hope they fix that eventually. But guys, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. And really, I think this is really the best build for Joe. It's a more consistent one, I would say, with firearms.